Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dr. Asi Explains. This is Dr. Asi. Today's topic is beauty, plant morphology, lab module 2, labs 7 to 12. So let's get started. Um, I also want to point out the module 2 includes specifically lab number 7, growing, lab number 8, leaf, lab number 9, um, surviving, lab number 10, flowering, lab number 11, secondary growth, and lab number 12, plant identification. So let's get started, and we start with lab number 12, which is basically plant identification. So when we think about plant identification, the very first organs actually come in mind is specifically leaves. So leaves are signature organs of plants that actually they can help us easily identify different plant species. So uh, there are 10 specific plant species, basically specifically listed here that in this lab number 12 that you should be familiar with these 10 species and all species that they are actually under what we call plan of the week. Okay, so plan of the week, all the plan of the weeks starting from lab number 7 to 12 will be tested. So plant identification. So we know we have specific plants like model plants like Arabidopsis, which is Arabidopsis thaliana, family Brassicaceae, and class Dicot. And might have ecotypes like Colombia. And there are again 10 unique plant species here, including hydrangeas, sweet potatoes, petunias, pitcher plants, dwarf umbrella tree, lilies, date palms, pineapples, Boston ferns, maple, and magnolia. Make sure that the students know their scientific name and class. Class could be monocot, dicot, or some other class if it is not a flowering plant. Okay, for example, magnolia is Magnolia grandiflora is the scientific name, and class is dicot. So if in order to be native plant to Florida, plant must be living in Florida more than 500 years, then it's considered a native, Florida native plant. Zamia is one of those examples to Florida native plants. There is also a term called center of origin. That's where the plant species originally from, like beans, for example, Peru, sunflowers from US, and many other species from specific locations on the map. Plants also can be divided in 3 groups: annual, biennial, and perennial in terms of the length of their life cycles. So, and then plants, again, our native plants, they are actually good plants for that specific, like specifically uh, for Florida, because they are native, and that means they are non-invasive. Again, Zamia is a good example. So that's lab number 12. Lab number 11 basically was about secondary growth. Secondary growth is about like these 3 cuts, like transverse, radial, tangential. Make sure that you know about these 3 different types of cuts, and you can identify where is annual rings, where is uh, where are the rays and other parts of the secondary growth. Pay extra attention that the lab number 10 was about flowering. Flowers and fruits go together. If flower is simple, fruit also is simple. If flower is more compound flower, fruit can be aggregate or multiple fruits, sorry. So flower parts, make sure you know parts of the flower, you can identify you see parts of the flower like SPSC, sepal, petals, stamen, carpel, singular names, plural names, and also make sure that you know fruit types. If you see a fruit like a watermelon or squash, you know that's peppo. If it is peach or plum or cherries, it's drupe. Tomato can be considered botanically a berry. Um, and beans, peas, and peanuts, they are under legumes. Sunflowers are under achenes. So these are fruit types. A fruit type can be aggregate fruit. Good example is like fruits that they like strawberries. Or it could be multiple fruits. Example is pineapple. Pineapple is a good example of multiple fruits. You can see here in this picture. That's flowering, and the other labs like surviving and growing. They both have basically little videos in the PowerPoints. You're welcome to watch that little video by Dr. Attenborough. But there are questions that in these lab slides that we also went through during the labs. So make sure that you know the answers to those video questions. One other lab that we covered was leaf. Leaf lab is very, very important because leaf is so important, actually, organ in plant biology. So leaf can be classified in many ways, but like one classification is the class dicot versus monocot. Dicot also, a lot of dicot leaves could be C3 type of leaves in terms of their photosynthesis. And a lot of monocot leaves are like corn, for example, can be C4 photosynthesis, like you see in this picture. Make sure you know leaf anatomy, leaf morphology, basic parts of leaf, and if it is leaf is simple versus compound. If it is compound, is it pinnately or palmately, like palm specific palm trees, pinnately like pecans, good examples. And also one other leaf, which is pine needle, which is a modified leaf. Also make sure to review that. Some leaves plant actually lose. They are called deciduous, which is mean that they fall off during the winter. Some leaves can be sessile. That means they do not have a pedial, and very rarely some leaves have no lamina or plateless, like asparagus. So again, plants actually evolved as they changed their leaf morphology and anatomy, and they improve their photosynthesis, like we see in corn leaves as a C4 plant. And leaves can change color. We call this senescence, which is part of their aging, which when the chlorophyll breaks down and other pigments like yellow, red, orange, they show up after chlorophyll breaks down. So to recap, this is BOT model 2, lab 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Always review plan of the weeks, make sure they're class, and make sure you can compare one to another, or if you see 4 of them, you can actually tell which is which. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. See you next time. Happy studying.